Hey guys, welcome back to the Alphabet Book Corner. I'm Mrs. Hockley and I have another book to read to you for the letter M. It's called Monkey with a Tool Belt and the Maniac Muffins. If you like these stories, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and if there's any books you want me to read on this channel, make sure you put it in the comments below. I hope you enjoy the book and I'll see you later. Mrs. Hockley, out.
Monkey with a Tool Belt and the Maniac Muffins by Chris Monroe. Chico Bonbon had never seen a pancake do so much damage. Clark had been making breakfast, and now the kitchen table had no legs. Dishes were broken, syrup was everywhere, their friend Wayne was stuck to the floor.
"Help me, you guys, I'm stuck to the floor."
Clark cheerfully flipped another giant pancake and knocked out part of the ceiling. Crash!
Oops, they're very dense.
Clark was getting ready for the party he was throwing for Uncle Bill's graduation from Hotel Motel Management School. Chico was there to help with the cooking. He was a good cook and had many great tools for cooking on his tool belt apron. Banana peeler, egg squasher, chocolate chippet, spooner, corn goggles, peach pitter, gummy tongs, pruner, pointy stick, kale net, thermometer with bling, tofu toggle, donut duster, candy-coated string, pickle squeezer, brickle snapper, bubbler, sippy straw, banana masher, mashed potato claw, butter splapper, bean rocket, grilled grapefruit gripper, toast mitt, pepper popper, cauliflower clipper. But Chico saw other ways he could help. The kitchen was a disaster zone. He removed a small pumpkin stuck in the drain. He rehung the pot rack and welded the chain. He removed some white chocolate from Jimmy the Mouse and gathered the meatballs that had rolled round the house. Clark's lemon pudding had started to stew. Chico tried stirring, but it was like glue. The pudding was thick and the spoon was quite bent. How could lemons and sugar make rubber cement? He took out those pancakes to bust them apart. He used his large winch to put them on the cart. They were so big and heavy, he piled them in stacks. He'd deal with them later. He needed his axe. When Chico had fixed everything, he decided to start working on his famous chocolate marshmallow banana boats. Clark was working on his super secret blueberry muffins. Clark had memorized the recipe, and an elephant never forgets. Well, almost never. He started adding the ingredients to a huge bowl. Chico glanced over at Clark.
"That seems like a lot of baking powder, Clark. I know this recipe so well I can make these in my sleep."
Clark finished the batter and poured it into a muffin tin. He popped the tin into the oven.
"Now to work on my egg surprise."
Everyone was busy in the kitchen, making all kinds of treats. A few minutes later, they heard an odd noise coming from the oven. It sounded like popcorn. Really big popcorn. Then they heard a groaning sound, then a whistling sound, then a grinding sound, and then finally, but not really surprisingly, they heard kaboom! The door blew off the oven and flew straight out the window. The muffins began shooting out of the oven like hot blueberry cannonballs. Everyone ran for cover. The muffins had really expanded. They looked like monsters. They bounced around the room. On their way toward the door, the muffins took out the mixer, the sugar bowl, 2 chairs, a box of cereal, a jar of sprinkles, 3 gingerbread men, and the entire spice rack. They burst out the door and smashed down the steps, leaving crumbs and broken concrete everywhere. They were so bouncy. They were so heavy. They bounced down the street. They flattened a lawn chair. They just missed some hula hoopers. They knocked down a fence and demolished a garden gnome. The Maniac Muffins were out of control and headed for Main Street. Chico chased after them. They were falling apart as they bounced, but they didn't seem to care. Somebody could get hurt. What was he going to do? Quickly, Chico figured out a plan. Number 1, he ran back to Clark's house. He had finished loading the pancakes onto the cart. 2, he grabbed the lemon pudding and ate a peanut. 3, he pushed the cart downtown. He ran fast. 4, he made several sawhorses with his saw, hammer, nails, and a pancake. 5, he filled a pastry bag with gluey lemon pudding. It was sticky, but smelled delicious. 6, he glued the pancakes to the sawhorses with it. Then he squeezed the pudding all over the front of the pancakes. Then he hid. Within seconds, the Maniac Muffins bounced around the corner. They were headed his way. Smush! The muffins hit the pancakes and immediately disintegrated into crumbs. Chico jumped out and rolled the pancakes around the crumbs. Clark and Chico's friends showed up. Clark's big mistake pancakes and sticky lemon pudding had saved them from his muffins.
Try this!
They all began eating the giant roll-up. It was delicious. They had created a taste sensation. Taste sensation! Hooray! Everyone yelled, spitting crumbs everywhere.
Oops, sorry,
they all said, quickly covering their mouths with their paws. Clark was glad his pancakes had saved the day.
Mistakes can be so helpful,
he said happily. They all returned to Clark's house, fixing the broken things along the way, although the lawn gnome was never quite the same. Back in the kitchen, they all pitched in and cleaned up. After repairing the kitchen, they got back to cooking. They had just a couple of hours until Uncle Bill's guests would arrive. Later at the party, all the food was great, even though some of it was a little weird. And everyone agreed the giant pancake lemon muffin jelly rolls were a smashing success. The end.